Cool. So we're live now. All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. This is Isupk NorCal Wednesday night law class. Preaching officer 5,000 Karak. To the brothers, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakathum. To the sisters, Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Shem Yahweh Shai. So obviously we here on the precipice of one of the most highly awaited, biggest budgeted holidays that our oppressor, the devil, has going for him, and that's Christmas. Right. Everybody's ready to celebrate Christmas, whether they voted for Donald Trump or they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're a Democrat or a Republican, whether they hate the fact that brothers getting slaughtered when they call the cops to over a burglar coming in their house, or they mad that sisters are getting slaughtered in their sleep when nobody called the cops. Every red-blooded American, whether they were enslaved, had their family deported, going through deportation right now, they all going to celebrate Christmas. And for why? And for what reason? Why is celebrating wickedness? Why do people make it always about the kids? You know who make things all about the kids? Pedophiles. You understand? The world is full of people that are basically grown pedophiles. You understand? PDF files. Because if you want to do something for the kids, you should do something righteous for the kids. Teach the kids the truth. In Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach the children the truth. And it just so happens that because of the way our calendar works, come and sit down. Take your water. It just so happens that because of the way our calendar works, which is not the way our oppressor's calendar works, this Hanukkah falls on December 25th. All right. So the Jewish man that is faking like he's an Israelite, you understand, he's gonna be they're gonna go crazy over this year because really everybody's a Christian. Really, hey, shalom. Yahweh Shamar Latham by Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai Barakathum. Really, everybody's a Christian, even if they're a Muslim, even if they're Hindu. It doesn't matter what you believe. You're a weed smoker, you believe in Kali, you still a Christian. It's all right. You can do that, no. Let them be. All right. It doesn't matter. Everybody's going to be a Christian because everybody is just some whore to the white man's God. All right. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's go into our breakdown. And Lord knows when it comes to a breakdown, my problem is I want to teach. I don't know how to pull one scripture. So prepare to be in this class for a couple of hours. All right. If I may, can you get me Matthew chapter 15, verse 22? No sign of Christ. And we're going to read down to verse 24. So today is the law class. So everything that we're going to be going over is ultimately going to be law, but I'll make sure to give you a little bit of background. Right? So ultimately everything boils back to the law. Whenever you're ready.
Come. Look at Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord.
So this woman that came out of the coast, she was saying to Christ, have mercy on me. Keep going.
Son of David.
She was giving him all the honor that Christ deserved. A brother, a black man from the tribe of Judah, our king. He deserved all the praise that she was giving him. Go ahead.
My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. But he answered her not a
word.
But he answered her not a word.
Why would Jesus Christ, Son of God, God is all love, don't see color, why would a woman be coming to him saying that her daughter was vexed with the spirit, yet he's not even speaking to her? Keep reading.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cried after us. So after Christ didn't respond to her, she went to the disciples and started saying, hey, you, brother, please, my daughter, she got an evil spirit on her. Can I get some assistance? His disciples was like, man, she ain't leaving us alone now. This is how Christ dealt with that. Go ahead. Verse 24.
Hey, shalom, how about Shema Shabbat? Go ahead.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
I am what?
I am not sent.
The reason Christ didn't respond to the young lady is because he's saying, I'm here on a specific cause. I am not sent. Go ahead.
But
meaning I'm only sent to a certain thing, to do a certain mission for a certain cause. I am not sent, but go ahead.
Unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So what would that tell you about this woman? It tells you that she is not of the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It'll tell you that this woman is not an Israelite. Who are the Israelites? So-called black people, so-called Latino people, so-called Native Americans, First Nation people. Those make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So this woman is not black. She not from the West Indies. She not from the Caribbean islands. She not from what they call it, Tobago. She not from Venezuela. She not from Argentina. She not from Brazil. She not from none of these places. She's not a Navajo. She's not a Cherokee. She's not Taino. She's none of these things. Right. That's why Christ didn't talk to her, because he said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right. So when you break down the scripture, turns out she's a white woman that was living in the coast of Egypt. All right. This was a white woman coming to Christ, asking for help for her daughter. And he said, look, I ain't dealing with you because you're not of my people. No, leave them be. Okay. I'll chastise them from here. Leave them be. All right. So you keep reading further into the verse. Christ deals with her because of the amount of reverence she gave him. But Christ is not dealing with anybody but the children of Israel. So if Christ ain't dealing with nobody but the children of Israel, and Christians claim to be Christ-like, then who should Christians be dealing with? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Blacks, Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. All right. So in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we do what Christ said to do. We walk like Christ. We talk like Christ. So Christ didn't come to deal with nobody but the Israelites. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana. We are not here to deal with anybody but blacks, Latinos, and natives. If you get any blessing from us, it is for right then. But the mercy, the glory, the promises, and salvation is only for the Jews. Right. All right. From there, let's go right to Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. I'm going to read down to verse 5. Messiah Christ. Damn right. The white world is the hell we all know. And white people put us in this hell. White people, like Cat Williams just did a comedy special called Woke Folk. And at the end of it, he told white people, y'all need to give black people reparations, not for black people, for y'all. Put this behind y'all. Yeah, every black person gonna wake up with $20 million, but so $20 million in their bank account. But who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? Now, don't say the N-word if you do it. It ain't gonna change that. But white people, y'all have everything, and you won't even give a little. White people can print money. Right. It don't cost the white man nothing to get that little cloth and print that money, or it don't even have to be printed money. It can be digital currency. We are in the 2020s, and that's even crazy. We're in a time when you don't have to give nobody no physical money. You could give every black grown family. You got a family with like I got 2 ribs, right? But you give one rib 20 million, get the other rib 20 million, and me 20 million. I'll take care of the kids. You ain't got to give every single black person, and that's digital money. It ain't like they gotta open up the bank and here's $20 million. Oh, so heavy. It ain't none of that. The white man, our oppressor, is just the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. And he can't even do something that is just a click, click. You got it. There's 20 million in your bank account. Right. He can't even do that. You understand? Yet they want to be saved by Christ and the Most High. They want to be the Israelites. They want to be the white man. They want to be the last samurai. They want to be everything, but they can't do one easy thing to do. Right. To calm the flame of the fire that they have built up since this inception of this country. Right. All right. So go ahead when you got that.
With Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Judah, O house of Israel.
So we were just in the New Testament. Christ said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Read that verse one more time, Bible Bashar.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
What is so important about the New Testament and the Old Testament is to understand it is one continuous thought. It has not changed. So if Christ was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and Jeremiah is talking about the house of Israel, it's all the same. This book is only talking to black people, Latino people, Native people. This is the book of the nigga God. Right. This is the book for the nigga people. So nigga people got to stop letting non-niggas have any part in it. All right, keep reading.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So we are the house of Israel. You damn right. The Esau is the cancer of the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having a cancer because we're gonna treat that cancer. Right. On the slave fields of Israel, we are going to treat the cancer with the best chemotherapy ever. A hot sun and a field full of cotton. Right. Oh man, they're gonna get the best chemotherapy. It's gonna be beautiful. All right. So the Bible is telling the heathens, it's telling the house of Israel, don't be like the heathens that are dismayed. Leave them alone. Just sit down. Don't be like the heathens that look in the sky and say, what they just do with the drones. There was just some drones in the sky, and they're like, these came from another planet. Commander Junior Hunter shot that out the water last night so fast. He's like, it ain't no damn aliens. That could easily be a hologram or just another country doing something. It's not special no more. It's a damn drone or whatever it is. Don't look in the sky and see something and be afraid. Your salvation is coming from the sky. Right. Christ is coming back with 200 million angels with flying saucers. So when you look in the sky, you shouldn't look with fear. You should be like, oh shit, it's about that time. And make sure you making your call in an election sure. Keep reading, Bible Bishop. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
The customs of the heathens, who are the people that are being spoken of, are vain. What is a vain custom? Halloween. Going to strangers' houses, getting candy that is possibly laced with razor blades or poison. That is a vain custom. And like everything that our oppressor does, when you look up the history of it, it's dark. and it's disgusting and it is rough, and it isn't this processed version of what you get in this day. Trick-or-treating was not about going to somebody's house dressed up like Spider-Man and saying trick or treat, give me something good to eat. Back in the days, white people used to go in bands with pitchforks to farmers and say, either give me something or I'm burning this down. You understand? Has a dark beginning. Same thing with the custom of Thanksgiving that you just celebrated. You just celebrated the extermination of your brother, the so-called natives. You understand? The Seminoles and the North American Indians. Like, how could you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that you participated in? That's like, it's like Christians wear a cross around their neck. It's then like you just wear a turkey around your neck. You know what I'm saying? Just to remind people of what killed your brother. And this Thanksgiving feast wasn't a one-time feast. It wasn't, everybody takes a day or two off to have some of this customary meat and meal and cranberry sauce so we can think about the brotherhood that the Native Americans and the white man had when they came into this country. No, every time our oppressor ransacked a Native American village or population, poisoned them out, diseased them out, or just Gatling gun them, they would have a Thanksgiving celebration. They was always having Thanksgiving celebration. Thanksgiving was 7 days a week at one point. Have you ever looked at the picture of the pile of buffalo bones that our oppressor killed, not for their meat, but just so that the natives wouldn't have their meat, so the natives wouldn't have their fur? And I said, our oppressor is the devil. Yet, right, because it's 2024, going into 2025, it's going to be your year, huh? Because it's that, people want to treat it like, oh man, it's this innocent thing. It's not innocent. You don't have to eat turkey. You don't have to eat stuff and cranberry sauce. The general just did a story, said it was some farmers out there getting rough, getting jiggy with the damn turkeys. So the stuffing had extra stuffing in it. You understand? It wasn't just Stofers in that thing, but you love the custom so much. If you separate yourself from these customs the way you separate yourself from cigarettes, you'll get the benefits. You don't have to be in the number of the people getting cancer. You don't have to be in a number of people getting emphysema. You could be in a number of the people that's like, damn, I remember all of those ways, but I haven't done that in some years, man. You could put that behind you. And that's what you have to start doing with these customs, because the one you're about to do is Christmas. And that is just a marketing scheme by the white man to get so much money. You look up how much money black people spend, just black people spend on Christmas. It comes to the trillions. Just in a demographic that don't even make up the greater portion of the population. We spend so much money around this time of year, man. If we did not do it for 1 year, we could rebuild Black Wall Street ourselves. Right. You understand? You just have to have the spirit of their customs are vain. I ain't doing this no more. Salaki for being long-winded. Keep going, Babu Shah. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Shabbat.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe.
So the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth a tree out of the forest with an axe. Wonder what kind of tree we're talking about. Keep reading.
Verse 4. They deck it with silver.
What?
They deck it with silver.
Anything else?
And with gold.
Oh man, they deck it with silver and with gold, man. That's exactly what your tree looks like when you put them lights on it. You put your little shinglings on it and your popcorn strings and your ornaments. You decking that thing up with silver and gold. Just don't play back. It's okay. Just don't play back. All right. They do all of these things. I wonder what holiday has that. They don't do that for New Year's. They don't do that for Valentine's Day. They don't do that for 4th of July. It could only be talking about one thing. Right. This verse is talking about Christmas. God is against your Christmas celebration. If you have children, Parents, I have 3 children in the room right now with me. If you have children, you do not have to teach them lies. You can just get them things from stores, Amazon Prime. They know about it already. So why teach them this phony baloney white lie?
Right.
Do you like Christmas trees, palm trees? What do they call it? Yeah, pine trees. They exist throughout the year. I think they one of them trees that don't. Oh, they do go bad. I seen a Christmas tree when you don't water it. You understand? The pine spikes will fall off. Go to an alpine forest if you love Christmas trees so much. Why bring one in your house? Why are you participating in these festivals that the Lord put in the Bible so many thousands of years ago and said this is wrong? You got some?
No.
Okay, keep going.
They fastened it with nails that it moved not.
Mm-hmm.
They are upright as the palm tree.
They are upright as the palm tree. This ain't the palm tree, but this tree is upright as the palm tree. You know we talking about Christmas. Instead, they fasten it into the ground with nails. That's so it don't tip over. That's what you do when you get that little red pot with the green things on it. Leave that there. Leave that there. Sit down. You understand? Or you go to because I used to do it. I was in the world at one point. You go to Home Depot because you're doing it last minute, and they got the thing with on the bottom of it, the 2 slabs of wood, 2x4s or whatever. And that's so it don't fall down. You put it in your house, you put that little dressing on the bottom, then you put your little Christmas gifts that you just bought a week ago, you wrap them up real quick. All right, wake up in the morning, open up. It's a vain. And when you know the truth about Christmas, it goes back to the Egyptian ruler of Babylon, whose name was Nimrod. Nimrod and his mom had an incestuous relationship. And when he died, his mom, she loved him so much that they turned him into a god. Just like Cesar Borgia, who you know as White Jesus. His father loved him, even though he was a pedophile and he was an incestuous and a homosexual. He had sex with Michelangelo and Da Vinci, and they loved him so much. When he died, they painted him as Jesus Christ. That's who's hanging up in your grandmama house. That's who Florida Evans had on the wall on Good Times. You know what I'm saying? When you celebrate Christmas, you're celebrating the son known as of Nimrod's mother, who loved him so much that they forced people to come to this giant tree and leave gifts at it. And if you didn't do it, they would kill you, cut your head off, hang your head on the tree as an ornament to remind people why they better give, gifts to this tree. And also because it's an evergreen tree, it doesn't die like your average. The leaves don't fall off of it like every tree. So she saw it. It was his favorite tree. She loved him. She said, "Oh, Nimrod's in the tree." Every custom that your oppressor believes in is wicked, and the root of it goes back to something extremely pagan.
Right.
Keep going, publisher.
But speak not.
They're upright as the palm tree, but they speak not. Go ahead.
They must needs be born.
Being born means you got to carry it. You got to carry that tree in your house. Tree ain't gonna get up and walk. Ain't gonna say shalom. I'm where you want me to be at in that corner. Tree ain't got none of that capability. Go ahead.
Because they cannot go.
Mm-hmm.
Be not afraid of them,
mm-hmm.
for they cannot do evil.
Mm-hmm.
Neither also is it in them to do good.
That is the definition of something being vain. It can't do you no evil. It can't do you no damn good. That Christmas celebration that you're about to celebrate next week, it can't do you no evil if you don't celebrate it. And it can't do you you're not a better parent because you celebrated Christmas. Right. You're not a better American because you celebrated Christmas. I tell you what, you are better though. You're a better goddamn slave because you celebrate Christmas. And I thought y'all broke everything. I thought y'all was INDE. I thought y'all was independent. No, you still on the teats of your oppressor because you can't not do something he does. I don't understand how people know white people ain't ish, but then they do the things that white people do. Right. That don't make no damn sense. Stop following these people, man. All right, from there, let's go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1 going to read through verse 6. I'm going to try to not take so much time to speak on these.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying.
And so what we're reading is the word of God. This ain't Karak's word. This is not the Isupk's word. It's not Commander General Yohana's word. We reading out of the scriptures of the Lord. Moses is telling the children of Israel, this is what the Lord had to say. We are telling the children of Israel, this is what the Lord has to say. It's up to you to listen. Go ahead.
Verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
That was not a small thing. The Lord took us out of a captivity that went on to 400 years.
Right.
You understand? Or I think it was like 435, if I'm not mistaken. The Lord, and he did it in a very wondrous way.
Right.
The way he took them 10 plagues, the way he set it up, the way he got Moses. Moses was raised up in Pharaoh's house. Even I'll go a step further back. When Moses was born, they were doing public executions of babies.
Right.
They were aborting children because the Egyptians that the generations after the time of Joseph, they forgot what black people had done for them Egyptians. Black-skinned Egyptians forgot what black-skinned Israelites had done for the nation of Egypt back then. So as time went by, they forgot the stories of what Joseph did. They forgot the kindness that Egypt showed towards them for what Joseph did. So they was like, look, they're gonna get too big. We're enslaving them, but they're getting too big. So if something breaks out, they might go to war with our enemies. So let's kill all the male children. Moses' mom, because she loved him so much, and because she was a handmaid to her daughter was a handmaid to Pharaoh's daughter, she knew, like, look, Pharaoh's daughter's over here. I don't want this baby to die. I'm gonna put this in the basket. I'm gonna usher it down there, save the boy's life. He was saved. He was raised in an Egyptian household, but he knew he wasn't an Egyptian. When he got older, he saw an Egyptian fighting Israelite, took the Egyptian's life after he tried to break it up. Boom, buried him in the sand. Next day, saw 2 Israelites fighting, tried to break it up. They said, look, man, you gonna do us like you did that Egyptian yesterday? Ooh, she went on a run, 40 years. Lord called him back. He done married an Ethiopian. The Lord called him back, talked to him in a burning bush, tells him, like, you're going to free my people. He says, I can't talk. He says, where's your brother Aaron? Brings him to him. He's going to be your mouthpiece, and you're going to be for him as God. They go to Pharaoh. He says, let my people go 3 days so they can roam in the wilderness, serve me. Pharaoh said, I ain't going to do that. The Lord hardened his heart. He sent 10 plagues, the last one being that he takes the life of all the firstborn of the children of Egypt, the firstborn, and the firstborn of their cattle. Pharaoh finally says, man, bounce. All right. After that, Pharaoh gets a hard heart again, chases up. We a whole nation of people, blacks, Latinos, and natives. We in the wilderness, and we look back and we see the Egyptian army coming after us. We get the Lord puts a flying saucer in between us and the Egyptians. For us, it's a fire. For them, it's extreme darkness. Has Moses put the staff up, split the Red Sea. We walk through a whole nation, come to the other side, all of us, the Egyptian army, they follow us through that. The Lord causes the wheels on their chariots to fall off. And then while they're in the ocean or in that sea, he tells Moses, now put your hand down. He puts his hand down. Red Sea crashed on all that Egyptian army. We sing and dance on the other side, man. Like, it was a lot for what he did to get us out of bondage. It was not a small thing. So because he did that, when the Lord is telling you, I took you out of the house of bondage, it ain't like opening a laptop and playing Roblox. It ain't a quick click. Right. It was serious labor. It took serious time and preparation for that to happen. You understand? And he loved us so much that even though God created all nations of people and created all the animals and all the planets and all the cosmos, he still loved us so much that he would ransom other men's life for us. Right. And he did it in one of the most grand spectacles. This is the kicker. He said, what I did in Egypt ain't even going to compare to what I'm going to do in North America.
Damn right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Give that a hand. You know what I'm saying? And for that reason, that's why when the Lord is telling us what he did for us, we can't take that lightly and say, hey, all of that. I'm celebrating Christmas for the kids, man. You're not. You're celebrating Christmas for you. It's a dumb, childish lust that you have. But serve God. Go ahead.
And will come. Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me.
He's serious. He's saying you're not going to have another God before me. Meaning you're not going to turn yourself into a God when you celebrate your birthday. Right. You're not going to turn some other religious custom into a God when you celebrate it. Again, Nimrod is the God of Christmas. Janus is the God of New Year's. Who's the God of Valentine? Can't remember off the top of my head. But these arrows, I'm not gonna get it. These each one of these is a God, and you're putting them before the Lord, and the Lord is very simply telling you, don't put other gods before me. If you listen to that simple rule, not only will you save tons of money, but you'll be in compliance with the Lord. Most keep going, Baba Kusha.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow thyself down to them, nor serve them.
That's the point. The point is you're not going to create things, images that you're going to turn around and serve as gods. All right? Chill out. That thing with that cross, that Christ, that white Jesus y'all have on the cross with his head down, that y'all turned that into a God. That is that. Why would Christ want to be remembered like that?
Right.
Why is that the image that y'all was like this? Christ did 1,000 great things that you could remember him for. You understand? Why is the image of him being dead? Why is that the one that's like, this is how I'm gonna remember? And then you paint him white. Then you don't keep any of the words that he said, man. You understand? But you're not supposed to make any images of things in heaven and call him God. First off, you ain't never seen God. Second off, Christ ain't God. All right? Go ahead.
Okay. For I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God.
Yeah, the Lord is jealous. Go ahead.
Okay. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Alexa, what is the definition of jealous?
Jealous is a word that describes the feeling of resentment towards someone because of their competition, success, or advantages. If someone is jealous of another person, they may feel a strong desire to have what that person has or protect what they have already achieved.
Stop. So if the Lord has to be in competition for your love, for your honor, that's what pisses him off. Because I took you out of the house of bondage. I'm jealous about that if you're going to turn around and say, oh, but this is my God. Did this God take you out of the house of bondage?
Right.
Did this God clothe you, feed you manna from heaven? Has this God done anything that I've done for you? Hell no. So the jealousy is not the jealousy of a woman. That's not jealousy. That's an emotional outburst. That's a attention seeking. When the Lord is jealous, it's because he's done one of the greatest things that no other nation has done for you, and no other God has done for you since, and no other God will do for you until he does it again. Keep going, Bible Show. Oh, my bad. It said he visits the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. A day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day unto the Lord. What does that tell you? He got time. The Lord stands on business about getting. When he said vengeance is mine, he's not playing about that. He's serious about vengeance being his. because he has the time to get proper vengeance. He can set up the stage so it's incredible. Like I said earlier, after they let us go with them Egyptians, after the Lord took the death angel came through, and we had the blood on our doorpost, and he went over ours, but then them Egyptians that didn't have the blood on their doorpost, and he came in there and slayed all them firstborn and went into the field and slain all the cattle, the firstborn of the cattle. After they let us go, the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. What does that mean? The Lord put him back in a position to make a choice. That's what the hardening of Pharaoh's heart was about. It doesn't mean Pharaoh just did the thing that he did and it was like, oh man, the Lord made him do it. No, the Lord gave him a lying spirit, and that lying spirit won. He should have said, no, they gone. They just killed my firstborn children, man. I'm done with it. But he said, no. I was dumb to let them go. Go get them back. Send his army, and the Lord took away Pharaoh's army, man. All he had was somebody to come back and say, yeah, they're all gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord does fantastical things for those that he loves. In Israel, blacks, Latinos, and natives, we are the apple of his eye. Right. Keep reading Bible Shah.
Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. That
love him and what?
Keep my commandments.
You have to keep the Lord's commandments. Don't let some Christian pastor, don't let some youth minister, don't let some church tell you that the law don't matter to God. When he just said he's a jealous power that remembers unto the third and fourth generation. You don't need, man, he don't forget. That's the point. The Lord will let you live your wicked life. The decree for your death will come. You'll have children that don't follow the law. Then the generation before you come back to life will be on crack, will be on fentanyl, and you'll be born in a trash can in San Francisco, and they have to scoop you out and put you on life-saving machines. You know what I'm saying? The emergency life machine, so that you don't die. And then you won't die, but you will be born with one short arm, and the other arm will be permanently given. He'll have your one leg is paralyzed. You'll be messed up because the Lord had the time that you don't have. You don't have time to play with the Most High. The Lord have time to get back at you. So instead of wasting your lives, serve the Lord correctly, because he's going to show mercy on you. He knows you love him and you keep his commandments. All right, from there, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 1, and we're going to read to verse 7. The water for the reading, too. If you have any questions, I know we're broadcasting on different platforms. If you have any questions on YouTube, you can ask a question. I'll see it directly. But on the other apps, like our Facebook page, Isupk NorCal, when I take a look at it after the class, or if another brother in the school takes a look at it, we'll answer your questions. So feel free to ask questions. All right. If you catch this video months down the line, days down the line, maybe you catch this video on December 25th, still ask your questions. All right. Commander Junior Hana, he's going to actually be teaching a very powerful Hanukkah class, I think in Chicago or at headquarters, December 25th. So make sure you get down. Matter of fact, let me look up the flyer real quick. Yeah. So Hanukkah, Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, Destroying False Items, Isupk, December 25th. So it's going to be on the One West online classes. I wonder if you can see it. Get up, whatever. It's there. All right. Going to be teaching this, so Lord allow you tune into that. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and share if you're just tuning in. Even if you don't do all of the above, you can just share the class real quick on your page. Helps the algorithm. If you like, helps the algorithm. If you just type something, say, hey, Shalom, what's happening, priest? Something, it helps. Hey, Shalom, Yahabashim, Yashabrakatah. All right. So with that, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
What you don't want to ever do when it comes to this life, leave him alone, please. What you don't want to do when it comes to this life is think that you have everything you need in life.
Right.
In the sense of, look at what I've done. You read Deuteronomy chapter 8, the Lord said, it's I that give you the power to gain wealth. You don't have to direct them. Just chill yourself, all right? I'm the one that gives you the power to gain wealth. So if the Lord is the one that gives you the power to gain the wealth, he's the one that can take away your ability to get the wealth.
Right.
All right? So don't ever get it in your small, simple brain that it's your strength, it's your mind and capability. It's the Lord not stricken you with something that would prevent you.
Right.
All right? The Lord's mercy is why you're able to do what you do. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 2.
If you don't know, Ecclesiasticus is in the Apocrypha. It was originally a part of the Bible, but the Catholic Church took it out. So if you don't have a 1611 edition Bible, it'll be a red book that says Apocrypha. We in 2024, you can really just type in this stuff online and it'll come up. All right, so Ecclesiasticus again is in the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Oh God. Follow not thine own mind in thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart.
So don't walk in your way. If you guys can't sit that close to each other, then you're gonna have to scoot back. Okay? I got you. Not right now. Okay? Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So what you don't want to do is think that, again, like I just explained, that it's your strength and it's your own capability that is allowing you to get the things that you've got. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And say not, who shall control me for my works?
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
You understand? You're not really independent. You can't think you can. I'll keep it basic. Sis, you can't do this without a man.
Right.
That's the simplest way to put all of this life. Brother, you can't live your life based on your own moral code. You have to be taught a moral code because you live in America. What's it? You live in America that teaches you vain customs and teaches you that you can be a homosexual.
Right.
Show me a history of life where everyone was born homosexual and they evolved into heterosexuals. Show me that, and then that will validate homosexuality not being a mental disease. It doesn't work like that, children. Your moral code has to come from the scriptures, and where you get that moral code is in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Brother, you can't do it any other way. Sister, you don't have a moral code outside of the UPK. It don't work like that because your gut, that intuition, that's like going in the fog because you could be wrong. All right. But when you keep the Lord's commandments, when you live by the law, you can't go wrong. And when your moral code is set by proper men of God, you'll never go off the path.
Right.
Keep going, Bible Kusha.
Verse 4. Say not, I have sinned. What harm hath happened unto me?
Don't be like, oh, I did something wrong and I'm still good. It's like running red lights. Oh, nobody pulled me over. I'm cool. Guess what happens when you take that mindset? One day you run through a red light and then you wake up as a baby again. Right. Or you wake up with a feeding tube in your belly and one in your mouth. You understand? Or you simply get pulled over and fined. And as a black man in America, you can't afford to get pulled over and fined with these police officers. It might be your last time getting pulled or anything. Right. All right? Go ahead.
For the Lord is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go.
So the same way the Lord gives you a chance, he's also willing to punish you later. You're not getting off. He's just willing to not punish you today. You're going to get punished. It just ain't going to happen right now, but it's still going to happen. Don't live your life like, oh man, I stuck my finger in the outlet and nothing happened. Oh man, I was in the bathtub when Debbie threw the toaster in there. I didn't get electrocuted like Fester Adams. Don't live your life like that. You don't want to walk down the path that leads to death. There's a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You don't want to live your life like it ain't no YOLO. Okay, you're gonna come back, and it's gonna suck if you died in the worst way. Go ahead.
Concerning propitiation.
Let's look up that word. Alexa, what is the definition of propitiation? That's not a black word.
The act of propitiating, also known as conciliation, is the definition of propitiation. The term refers to the process of placating or soothing someone who is displeased or irritated. The word propitiation originates from the Latin word propitious, which means pleasing or soothing.
Stop. Okay. So you concerning being a man pleaser, basically. All right. Don't do things.
Be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
You don't want to be the type of person that's like, well, shoot. I mean, if I could get away with that, sure, really, I can get away with. I mean, that was a little thing. This is the same thing. It's just as little. You don't want to be that type of person. Don't think any sinful act is a small thing, and that you could just add sin unto sin. Keep going.
And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sin.
Meaning the Lord's mercy is so great that even though I sin and sin on top of sin, 30 on 30 on 30 on 30, his mercy is much greater than his wrath. Don't deal with God like that. Go ahead.
For mercy and wrath come from him.
Both come from him. The mercy that's great is just as great as the wrath that's great. He's an awesome and terrible guy.
Right.
Terrible power. You understand? That's what he was known as before we found out the Lord Yahweh, not all these things that these fake Israelite groups are calling him. All right, go ahead.
And his indignation rested upon sinners.
I thought God hated the sin, but loved the sinner. What did it just say?
And his indignation rested upon sinners.
Alexa, what is the definition of indignation?
Indignation is a strong feeling of displeasure or anger towards something that is considered unjust, offensive, insulting, or base. It is a righteous anger that is directed towards something that is considered to be unjust or wrong. Did that answer your question?
Yes. It's a righteous anger.
Feedback.
Stop. It's a righteous anger. Noah, scoot back 2 beats. Keep going. Keep going. More. Keep going, please. Thank you. Stay right there. Don't move your chair. All right. So the Lord, his indignation resteth upon sinners, meaning it's righteous for the Most High to deal with you based on your sins, and it rests upon you like a heavy blanket. You understand? So don't play with the Lord when it comes to what you do in your daily life when you're with people and when you're not with people. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. Right. Verse 8.
That's it. And perish in the day of vengeance. The Lord, hey, sit down. Stop playing with each other so I can focus on class instead of being a parent with y'all right now. Maintain your discipline, all right? Stop playing. All right? So, because the Lord, he hates sinners. He don't hate the sin more than he hates the sinner. He hates equally.
Right.
You understand? You don't want to play with the Lord to say, I'm going to quit this habit tomorrow. I got to do this one more time, and then I'm done forever. And Shalom says, you want to deal with the Lord like, this is it. This today. Now is my chance to show the Lord my value. to show them what I'm made of. You might not have tomorrow to live. Today might be the day you go and the Lord judge you based on your change that you made today, rather than your whole life of mistakes. The Lord might judge in Texas. His father was a trooper. He just recently passed. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna rise again. You know what I'm saying? Kwum Yasha Allah. You understand? But how beautiful it is for a son to bring his father into the truth, man.
Right.
And then his father to pass in the truth. And all that life before the UPK, man, he getting mercy for that, man. That is a beautiful thing. And that's what you want with your life. You want to change your life and stay in the UPK, stay in the truth after you change your life. Because Lord knows everything we did before the truth was terrible, and we all worthy of death for.
Right.
You know, saying that's why you don't want to rest in your security, because the wrath of the Lord come on you suddenly. All right, let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2. We're going to read verse 3 through 5. The water for y'all that's coming in and out of the class is much appreciated, man. Please get our likes, please get our subscriptions up, man. We need that, you understand, for the algorithm, man. We're gonna take 2025. The Isupk is gonna take over the internet, man. You understand? Believe my words, man. We taking over. The floods of Israel are coming into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Thus saith Commander Junior Hannah, man.
Right.
It's going to happen. We are going to be here for y'all. So make sure everybody sees. And again, we'll answer every question on every topic you have. We don't run from the book of Revelations, none of that. We not the Christian church. We not no fake Israelite group, man.
Book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 5.
Start with verse 3.
Book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier to Yahushua Mashiach.
You have to endure hardness because you have to fight against this world. This world wants to destroy you. Your girlfriends, your family, your immediate family, your loved ones, your job. They want you to succumb to just being a consumer so that this machine can keep going. And that's when life changes. But you have to endure it as a soldier of Christ. Think about what the Lord be there with Christ, enduring in those going into 2025 years after Christ. It's a different world, man. If you was born in, I was born in 2000 and yeah. Remember when you didn't have, your opinion didn't matter in the world. You go to the grocery store, look at the tabloids, it's the tabloids. You didn't know what Michael Jackson was doing, what Prince was doing. You didn't know what Steve Harvey and them was doing. You didn't know what they were doing because there was no access. Now you live in a instantaneous access opinion environment. The temptation is different. Things that was happening during the time of Christ, they had to walk somewhere to tell people. They had to run somewhere to tell people. They had to train a bird to fly somewhere and tell people. You understand? Could you imagine if we lived in the technology in the days of Noah? sent Noah back a selfie. Just landed. Hashtag I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like instant. Ooh, his Facebook friends would just have been everybody that was on the boat with him, of course. But that wasn't the time back then. Now you're in an instant gratification era. So the temptation to be wicked and a sinner is greater. You have to fight harder. You have to endure more as a good soldier of Yahweh Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Verse 2. The thing that thou hast heard of me.
Verse 4. Salakia. That's what.
Verse 4. Mm-hmm. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
Meaning, it's not that you don't deal with business matters in your life. You don't deal with the day-to-day, you understand, monotony. It's that you don't get caught up in it. Don't let the bullshit take over your mind. Now your brain is full of BS. To hell with that. Separate. Back up from whatever the hell is going on in front of you and get your spirit paired. Right. You understand? And it ain't real life. How many people that you are commenting to have you ever met or will you ever meet? You're arguing with somebody that lives in a hut in Cambodia. Calm down. You understand? Don't get entangled with you don't have to be on Instagram stunting. I don't care about the bottom of your shoes. I don't care about the dress you wear. I don't care about your shoes. I don't care about your workout routine. It's not making me any money, and good for you. Stop letting people online rule your life. Don't let the people around you who are wicked rule your mind. Keep reading.
That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
You were chosen to be a soldier for Christ. If you are an Israelite, remember Christ said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This whole book is about Black people, Latino people, and Native people. Right. All right. So if you're going to follow Christ, if you're going to come out of the world, then you got to be in the world, but not of the world. That's the only way this works. Keep going.
Verse 5. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully.
It's not enough to just be a good person. Being a good person is not going to get you the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is not some weird special place on planet Mars, on Jupiter, on the other planet that's a 5 times as large Earth. That is not the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is not you getting wings on your back and a halo on your head, and you wear white, and you sleep on a cloud, and you can fly, and you have a little harp, and you sing songs in church all day. That is not the kingdom of heaven. That is some weird old cult shit. All right? The kingdom of heaven is on earth. The kingdom of heaven is Christ is ruling the planet Earth, and we are working with him as his friends and some as servants. You understand? TD Jakes, he'd be lucky if he could serve me anything. I don't want them swallowed up hands touching not a damn thing of mine. You understand? He could sweep the hut where my white people will be at, but he ain't getting no. You understand? Isupk, we teach you how to live lawfully. One of the best ways to start managing how to teach that. Now, want all them decorations off the house. Pull that Santa Claus out the goddamn lawn. Uninflate all of them elves and them gnomes and all that stuff you got in your yard, so that you can have the house of the century, so that everybody can drive by your. It's a street full of sinners. Unwrap them damn presents and give them to the kids now. Stop playing games. You're a goddamn adult acting like a dumbass child. Grow up. Put away childish things. That's the only way you're going to get mastery over this life. You got to live lawful. You got to stop doing vain things, man. The whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. You ain't doing neither one of them things.
Right.
You ain't fearing the Lord, keeping his commandments, because they're one and the same. Chapter 3, verse 28 and 29. I can honestly tell you we're not nearly done, but we're going to get done. The water for hanging in there. The 6 people that's tuning in and tuning out. The water. Much appreciated. Man, one thing about the ISUPK, man, is we are not afraid of words. We don't mince words. We use the full vocabulary that the white man's education system gave us. And we only amend stuff to not get like Marshawn Lynch, to not get fined. That's about it. But outside of that, we'll figure out how to say the exact. We'll say it in Hebrew. Okay? Simple as that. There's nothing wrong with him doing that, okay? So leave him alone. No, take it up. Pay your tithes, isupk.com. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you, pay to the men of the Lord. If you got some extra, you want to donate it to the brothers in your specific zone, slide the envelope to the teacher, to the camp leader, and he can issue it off to the brother that you want to give it to. We preach the promise to the Lord, man. We come out of our pocket for our people, man. Food drives, clothing drives. Shout out to Chicago up in Wisconsin, man. They clothed all of them Gadites and Simeonites, man. It's beautiful. I mean, not Simeonites, Reubenites. Beautiful thing, man. And they're going to get through this cold winter, man. We can't wait to get them off all of them drugs, man. We can't wait till they all flood into the UPK, man, and realize that blacks, Latinos, and natives, we got something in common. Chapter 3 and verse 28.
Book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Christ Jesus.
You understand? And Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, we all one, meaning the barriers that we think separate our devotion to striving for masteries lawfully don't exist. A man has to follow the law the same way a woman has to follow the law. A Greek and a Jew have to follow the law. What is the Greek? The Greek is an Israelite that was living outside of Judea, which is 100% of us now. 100% of all blacks, Latinos, and natives do not live in Israel right now. We are the Greeks that is being spoken of today. Back then, there were Jews and Greeks. There were Israelites that lived in Israel, and there were Israelites that lived outside of Israel. Now we all live outside Israel. You should thank the Lord for verses like this, because without verses like this, we couldn't come back to the Lord. Right. There is no difference between Jew or Greek, male or female, bond or free. You understand? Whether you're bound, how are you bound in 2024? You're bound whether you're in prison or whether you're slavery. You know, what is the slavery? Slavery is when you work for your oppressor. Right. You understand? When it's not your business and your business don't have over 2,000 employees. Yes, sir. Yes, be patient, okay? If your business is not like Walmart, you are a slave to somebody. You understand? You do not have the capital to decide not to work. You understand? So that doesn't stop you from having to keep the laws of the Most High. Whether you work from home or you have to go out of your house for slavery, you still have to keep the laws of the Most High. Keep going.
And if ye be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise.
See how that didn't say spiritually Abraham's seed?
Right.
If you with Christ, you are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are an Israelite. You're not an Edomite. You're not a Moabite. You're not a Hamite. You're none of these other people. You are an Israelite, and this Bible is written for you. All right? According to the promise. That's the beauty of it. Let them be. Let them be. Let them be. Fine. I told you to scoot back. Nehemiah, scoot up. Put your chair up. Pull your chair up. Bring your chair forward. Come on. Come on. Come. Yep, you can lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Okay. Let me get Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. All right. It's a beautiful thing to say that we are heirs to what has been promised us. You can read that in Romans. All right. Tells you all about the promises that come with being Israelite. Let alone Christ saying that to the disciples, they're gonna sit on the 12 gates, judging the children of Israel, man. Kingdom of heaven is paved in gold, jasper, onyx stones, amethyst. It's beautiful. You understand? And that's for us. That's a blessing for all of this hell that we're going through right now on earth, right here. Please like, share, subscribe before you bounce. And look at it right now, but if you go on our YouTube, Isupk NorCal, you can say something, whether it be for us.
And accept those days.
What does that mean? That means the wicked that Christ is going to with your time, with your growth. If you're thinking about coming in, but if you want, and the Lord is showing the very in the 144,000 about to get so bad. Now go
to verse 1. Yahweh went out and departed from the temple.
You know what happened? That's crazy. I told you, you read the right verse for me. Did I say 22? I must have said 22. No. You did it right. The wrong verse. That was the Lord right there. Most High Christ.
Verily I say unto you, that shall not
temples that were built in. Man, look at this beautiful thing. This special, it's all about to get destroyed. But ain't impressed that was done because he knew what was going to happen. He knew they shall inherit the earth. He was giving us through these hard times. His disciples, look, when I was with you, did you want for anything? Sell in these days, sell what's expensive that black people be having? Sell that jewelry you got in that case, get you a gun. If you can lawfully get a gun, get you a permit. If you can get a concealed carry, get that, because all right. Keep reading. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Mm-hmm.
And
asking him some city to city, miracle after miracle, episode of the Pharisees coming up against him, trying to take his life, got caught in the middle of adultery and was like, oh, we caught this chick in the middle of the act. What shall we do? He over here not even responding, right on the ground. Then he say, he that without sin cast the first drop they stone. He walking and doing all these of the enemy coming back.
I was trying to say to them, take heed that.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. For many shall come to deceive many.
Fake Israelite group. Nation of Islam saying they're basically saying they're the savior.
Right.
All of these different groups, they're saying they're you to that salvation. All right. They do deceive me and ask her what color is Jesus Christ. She don't know. Now go to your white friend at work tomorrow morning. Ask them, hey, what color is Jesus Christ? He gonna say, oh, I don't believe in color. God is all love. But the body is deceived in their understanding. Everybody, what the hell is that? How can you the Super Bowl? I'm in California. The Raiders, who's in Las Vegas. And we agree to disagree that nobody won. Ain't nobody going for that. Somebody got to get the damn trophy. Somebody got to be crowned the winner. Somebody got to be crowned the loser. Somebody got to be right. Somebody got to be wrong. ISUBK, we are right. And all these other groups and ideologies and religions, they are wrong. We are not a religious group. We are also not a hate group. ISUBK is not a hate group. We love Blacks, Latinos, and Natives, and we teach them their culture. We are co-leaders.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war.
Mm-hmm.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
They just had a damn 7.3 earthquake in Fiji. You ever heard of that? All right, I got you. You don't like to hear about earthquakes. Calm down. All right. So my son get hyped when he hears certain words. So this happened. Weird stuff is happening in places where it don't normally happen. Keep reading.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
This is just the beginning. Christ is, can you stop messing with it? Christ is coming in the middle of World War III. We are at the doorstep of World War III.
Right.
I repeat, Christ is coming back in the middle of World War III. We are currently on the doorsteps of World War III.
Right.
The things that are happening that are environmental, that are how would you say? Not territorial. happening to the earth, terrestrial. I'm saying the wrong word. Don't get me wrong. These things are supposed to happen. Weird stuff's supposed to happen, and this is just the beginning. I know the word is just it ain't gonna come out of my mouth properly. Pause. Go ahead.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
The Christians think that they was hated for Christ's sake. They wasn't hated. Christians was slaughtering people in the name of Jesus. If you didn't convert, you were slaughtered, just like the Muslims. Think that either you convert to Islam and Muhammad is the prophet and your savior, or you got the sword. You understand? The Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, we are actually hated for the Lord's sake because we follow the commandments, we keep the commandments, we teach the commandments, we live the lifestyle and the culture of an Israelite. We are hated, though we have not hurt one blonde hair, we have not blotted one blue eye, we have not done a thing harmful to anyone. Right. So we are hated because we are the home of the truth, and we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group.
Right.
Keep going.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Keep going.
But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
All these things that are going to happen to us as a result of the coming of Christ. For the day of the Lord to endure. That's the only way you're of the one is going to be left. And guess they're going to have caught up to a flying saucer. Going to be changed in a twinkling of left is the one that's going to get laser beam by the same flying saucer. You understand what's happening to you now to right side of the law, so that when Christ returns, you don't look up in the sky and get scared of the flying saucers. You see it, and you pray, and when you find yourself on a flying saucer in one of them rooms on the flying on me. The 6 what a hold the hem of this class, man. It's been a minute. Plan to be teaching class again tomorrow. So if you tune in tomorrow for the scripture break, Isupk or whoever's a potential teacher.
We'll take it back.
When the Greeks were oppressing black people, Americans, you think it's about the Asian, the children. We're gonna get some get back. Go ahead.
The second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man to Athens to compel the Jews to depart and not to live after the laws of the Most High.
You understand? It was so bad that where's Athens at? That's in Greece. Our oppressor back then, he sent, hey, yo, stop playing. Stop playing. Just chill out, okay? Our oppressors sent a white man, a white delegate to Israel to compel us to leave our laws and our God. Like, what kind of a monster? Like, who does that? We over here trying to live and y'all can't handle it. It sounds a lot like everything else in America. Black people was just living in Rosewood. They burned that down. Black people was just living in Tulsa. They burned that down. Black people was freed from damn slavery. They started stringing us from trees. Black people was running away from slavery. They started paddy wagons, mutilated our bodies, and then brought us back to plantation. Black people are just doing, every Latinos and natives are just doing what anybody would do, survive against an oppressor, and they can't handle the fact that we are humaning. So they sent a man from Greece to try to turn us from our God and our laws. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius.
They wanted us to change the name of our temple, which is in the city of David. So it's the house of the Lord of Yahweh. They like, why don't you call it Jupiter? Jupiter Olympus. That sounds good. That sounds like the Native Americans having to listen to the white man when he said, look, sign this treaty and we'll build a railroad through your city. And the native is like, the chief is like, I don't want to sign no treaty because I don't need no railroad in my town. And the white man just like, yeah, you're either you. That white man need to be in the special ed classroom behind soundproof, away from the regular kids, because he's a damn.
And that ain't charism. They did desire.
You know, saying like it wasn't that we cared about fix savages. They love whatever our oppressor had. They are not the others. They ain't enough for them.
Right.
They want to be an everyman to turn us into whores. Right. The Lord don't want the hood full of holes.
Right.
The Lord wants the hood to be a ghetto. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
Shh, be quiet. Read that again, Babusha.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
Man, it was tough. It was tough to deal with because again, you're having your culture stripped away from you. That's why the American transatlantic slave trade was done that way. They sat us down and taught us that other culture, but they didn't do it in our own land. We were already caught at that point, and then they thrust that Christianity on us. Then that boat ride over here killed a whole bunch of us up to the was it 90 million of us on the transatlantic slave trade? You understand? 77 million of the Native Americans on the transatlantic slave trade and the taking of America. Like that conditioning is different when it's not in your homeland. They conditioned us on that boat ride. You understand? Where we in our homeland, and you are elder, you are older man, or you a young kid that got the fire of a lion, and now your culture is being stripped from you. Right. And that's gonna be hard for you. So now we gotta eat pork, remember? Yes, baby, or they gonna kill us. What kind of option is that? And if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like we eat pork now, not us in the UPK, but blacks, Latinos, and natives eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and don't even think about it now. Right. But there was a time when that would have just been alien to you. It'd have been like, why would I ever touch? You mean eat the pig that eats the trash? Ugh. Eat it or die. And then your family is like, they really gonna kill us. They done killed your uncle already. And because you care more about life than the law, man, you're plagued by it. You do it, you hate it, but eventually you learn to love it. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles.
Man, they was having sex with prostitutes up in there, man. Destroying everything, stealing everything. Them damn white people, them Greeks. Go ahead.
Who dallied with harlots.
Damn.
And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
They had to do with women. That's old English, young man. They had to do with women.
Right.
Yeah, it got nasty in our holy places, man. They was having sex on our altars. You understand? Like I don't even want to go into it. What white people do. White people, they do nasty stuff, and they were doing it in our holy place. Go ahead.
And besides that, brought in things that were not.
You understand them customs. Go ahead.
Verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things.
That's what the abomination of desolation. That was brought up in the book. That the pig is a big deal, and bringing that pig into defiled. Go ahead.
Okay. Neither was it lawful for ancient fast or to.
Man would not let the black man even claim he was a Jew. That syndrome, it's not your fault, woman, Latin name. Wants to they what's the word that I'm looking for? They just nuke the whole, you know what I'm saying? They flatten you. They don't uproot everything from us. We couldn't even profess to be a Jew or keep any of our high holy days. So you don't keep Christmas because you love force you out of it. They said Hanukkah. Well, it wasn't no Hanukkah at that point, but there was no feast of dedication. There was no unleavened bread. Atonement, memorial, none of that. It was like you doing what we do. From the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Benjamin. Man, shut that shit up, man. And because they were sore with it and so grievous with it, man, it was hard on us, man. But look at us now.
Right.
Clearly, we lost that battle. Commanding General Yohana, this coming Wednesday, what the white man stole from you for so long.
Right.
You have to take it up. You have to toss that important ugly sweater. You got to stop kissing out of the mistletoe. On the spirit, put on the spirit of your forefathers, man. Because I'm telling you what, they did something so bold in front of the Greek king, drove him crazy, man. He had them on a torture rack and killed all 7 of her sons, man. But they went out glorious. And the younger son went out more glorious than his older brother. And the next son went out more glorious than his older brother, man. All until the woman, the mother, ultimately was put to death, man. But what we've done in the past to fight for our laws, for our culture, for our God, man, you want to become that person again. You don't know who you are in the reincarnation, but what you can do is read about who you were in the past when you open up the scriptures. and be like, I had to be hardcore like that. And then take on that spirit, man or woman,
Right.
male or female. All right, go ahead.
7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices.
That pork every month for the king's birthday. You understand? Birthday celebrations are not the shit, man.
Right.
They have a disgusting origin. Read this verse again from the top, Bible Kushah.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, and verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
And when the fast of Bacchus was kept,
Mm-hmm.
the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
You understand? Like you had to perform an act to show your devotion to Bacchus, right? This Greek god. You understand? But for the king, that's what the king wanted for his birthday. He wanted to destroy us and separate us from our culture and force us to do something wicked to our God. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews. Against
blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. These heathens, these Africans, these white people, these Asians, these Arabs, they've always been against us. Right. Go ahead.
That they should observe the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Man, we had to dress like them, and we had to live like them.
Right.
Like that. That's like, again, it's like a decree. It's not like a light thing. A decree is like the government says this is what the people have to do, and if they don't do it, they die. You understand? It wasn't no freedom of speech. It wasn't no, every man has the right to pursue liberty, happiness, and the pursuit of happiness, all of that type of stuff. No, this is the ancient world. If the king sent out a decree and you didn't follow it, your head followed it. Go ahead.
Then might a man have seen the present misery.
And look at the present misery. They got to think about it, man. This ain't living. I know it feels like it's living, but until you Baruch chapter 4 and verse 8. To strip us of our code. We are the walking dead. The only way you're going to stop back on your. Go ahead. Chapter 4, verse 1.
Okay. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High. Shall die.
We have without the 19th. Leave your brother alone. You understand? Thanks to Commander Junior Hunter, you can come back to life. Into the Isupk, get our brother pants scar. You understand? We're all black, even when you're not in the school, man, showing a little long dress, sit in our classes, learn our salutes, learn the culture. Both of you learn Salam. How you doing, sis? How you doing, brother? I made some food. I'm passing it out. Keep it Coogee. You know, your names. You understand? Get oil. Man, go through Hebrew Academy. Get your coach back to life.
Right.
Thanks be the Lord. The that started the school, man, going back to Abba Bivens. Water to you guys for your service, for your lives. You are honored in death, man. But we're going to keep this thing going, man, for the Lord under Commander Junior Hunter, man. Isupk.com is the way ties, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. We on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, X. Facebook, we all to the brothers. All right.
Already imagine. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Yahweh Isupk Rakatha.
Yeah.
Salute to the sisters that may be watching online. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Shem Yahushua.
Yahushua. It's Nish.
Yeah.